Last year, Jonathan Taylor, 169 rush attempts, 741 yards, 7 touchdowns, 19 receptions on 23 targets for 153 yards and 1 touchdown through the air. Thoughts on Jonathan Taylor?
So Taylor dealt with the injury bug a little bit last year. But when he was on the field, was very productive, right? I mean, no one's discounting that. We just need him to regain his health here a little bit and go. So he's still averaging over 4.3 yards per carry as he has every year in his NFL career. I think if we can keep Anthony Richardson healthy, that actually really helps Jonathan Taylor, because the threat of the running quarterback and what he can do. And the Colts offensive line is really good, guys. It is a very good offensive line. So I like Jonathan Taylor a lot. He's a guy that I do have a fair amount of. If I'm picking at the back end of the first round, kind of around that turn, I'll typically split it between a receiver and Taylor. Is what I've been doing most of the time. So I have a lot of eggs in his basket when I'm drafting in that range. But I think he can absolutely do it. I think he had a couple down years where he wasn't able to play full seasons, but if we can get him back into that, again, 15 game range where he doesn't have to play every game, but within 15 games, I think we're absolutely looking at a top 5 back with what his usage is going to be in Indianapolis. So that way they can slowly bring along their young quarterback and what he means to this offense. So volume and usage, I'm all for it.
Sure, it's just so weird because it was the requesting a trade and then not getting the trade and the contract dispute and then the injury, and it was not. The cards were stacked against Jonathan Taylor owners, I think, before the season ever started last year. So while it was a fine year, certainly wasn't what we come to expect out of Jonathan Taylor. So I agree. I think Jonathan Taylor is an easy smash draft, move on.
Yeah, and Jonathan Taylor's a guy that, when it's all said and done, not going to surprise me if we see him get somewhere between kind of 18 to 22 touches a game, right? Like, again, volume based behind a great offensive line and a scheme that it should produce results. And this should be an exciting team to watch this fantasy season. So, yeah, I think Jonathan Taylor is certainly a guy that shouldn't have any concern about kind of starting your roster with or anchoring your running back room with.